Our
The
very
two
first
of us
pitch
are
for the
ready.
day is Sean Lawless. Let's bring him on up. Sean Lawless is the National Account Manager at Axcient. We're very excited that you were able to join us at the last minute. So welcome to the broadcast. Are you ready to get going?
I'm ready to get going.
All right, we will remove ourselves and let's hear your best 7-minute pitch.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, no, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Again, my name's Sean Lawless. I'm a national account manager here at Axcient. Been with the company, actually would be 4 years in August, but prior to that, I was with another vendor in the space for another 6 or so years. So I feel like hopefully I have a pretty good understanding of some of the things you guys are looking for from a vendor and a partnership standpoint, as well as maybe some of those things that you may not. But today we're going to be discussing our X360 platform, but more specifically our X360 Recover solution. So getting right into it, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Axcient, really data protection is our world here. This is something that we live and breathe. It's our sole focus. We're not a vendor that's going to cover all things MSP, all things security vectors. We really focus on being great at what we do, and we really stay in our swim lane as far as data protection goes. So, with that being said, our vision here is obviously to cure data loss. And the way we go about that is with this X360 platform, which is that one platform, that one experience for MSPs to protect their clients' and data needs. So as I mentioned, today we're going to be discussing X360 Recover specifically, but just a couple things to point out on this screen. In addition to X360 Recover, we do have 2 other products that are part of the platform. X360 Sync, which is more of that security-centric file sync and share tool, things like file server enablement, anywhere, anytime productivity. And then X360 Cloud, which is our cloud-to-cloud backup for things like Office 365, Mail, SharePoint, OneDrive, Google Workspace, so on. But anyways, we're going to keep it specific to X360 Recover today. Oftentimes what we're hearing and what we're seeing is, data protection's never been harder for those of you in the room. Obviously there's constant security threats. We see it on the news every day. From a talent standpoint, being able to, find that talent, preserve them, it's a very competitive landscape. And then if you look at just hybrid remote workforces, increasing tech stack complexities, vendor sprawl. I mean, even honestly, the vendor community shakeups the past couple of years has been pretty crazy. So we know, things like billing and storage models, those things can all change in a hurry. And with that being said, we really feel like we're in a position to help you guys by implementing some flexibility and covering a lot of your different clients' needs to help, enhance your economics and also just automate things from a backup and recovery standpoint. So, we often find MSPs are driven by their clients' needs, and those can vary widely based off their budget, their vertical, their size. But what we commonly see here is really 4 different customer segments when it comes to MSPs, backup and disaster recovery strategy. And we understand that you guys require a best-in-breed solution, and we oftentimes hear that no one vendor meets all these needs. But as a result of these 4 different segments, whether it be endpoint backup all the way to supporting public cloud instances, we realize that it can sometimes leave you guys having to patchwork specific solutions, which again isn't, really the best practice because it leads to, more of that vendor sprawl and puts you at operational risk. So really Axcient's thought here is, what if we could eliminate all these vendors and cover all of your data protection and business continuity, disaster recovery needs? So getting right into how we do that with Axcient here, our strategy here is protect everything with X360 Recover. So flexibility, first and foremost, we have a direct-to-cloud deployment option. So as long as you have an internet connection, we can perform backups. We also have an appliance-based architecture. So if that's something that you guys already have an appliance on site and you're looking to repurpose, or if you want to lease, purchase, bring your own, whatever it may be, those are all different deployment options that we can cover here at Axcient. In addition to direct-to-cloud, we did roll out an accelerator to recovery locally where you could actually populate cache data on a USB or a NAS to help accelerate recovery. And then we try to be fixed, predictable, and easy to consume with our worry-free pricing. So we have a per server, per workstation costs, and the fair use policy is actually pooled collectively at the MSP partner level. Now, biggest differentiators from us compared to other vendors in the BCDR space is going to be our security first approach. So unlike a lot of the forward or reverse incremental technologies out there, where there's always a dependency on an image chain that could corrupt, cause data bloat, cause you to have to kick off new fulls after a certain percent of change from that base image. We're actually what's considered chain free. So chain free means that there's no one single dependency. Every backup's actually independent of itself. There's no incremental dependency. And with that being said, every snapshot's actually going to be natively virtualizable. So it allows us to store data a lot more efficiently, get your clients up and running, and it's also helpful when recovering from things like ransomware events. Air gap, that's another one. So we always talk data protection, backups being that last line of defense. Air gap's actually going to take that a step further, where it's the means of how we separate the data deletion requests from the actual mechanics of it. So I like to present this as almost like a backup of your backup, where we'll continue to hold on to that data for an undefined period of time. And then security first, again, if you're familiar with security scorecard, we've always scored really well in that space compared to some of our competition in the BCDR space. Automation, this has been a topic of conversation, obviously very popular as far as driving efficiency for MSPs, especially with the continued competitive nature of the landscape and how you can do more with less time. So we have an item on the product called Auto Verify, which obviously having data protection and backups is great, but how do we show that, hey, not only are these backups successful, but you can actually recover from them? So Auto Verify is going to run bootability checks. It's going to make sure that the operating system health's there. There's no data corruption, no file system or application integrity issues. So Auto Verify is that peace of mind, that health check. And then within our licensing model, we provide you 30 days of virtual office per calendar year per machine, which again allows you to actually virtualize these clients in the Axcient cloud. Runbooks is going to take that a step further, giving you guys the ability to pre-orchestrate, assign boot order, priority, so on, to kind of stage those out in advance. That was my 1 minute mark, so I got to buzz through the rest of this. Seamless integration. So I did want to just point this out. This is the newest feature for us here, incremental vault recovery. So this is kind of twofold. First piece is it's going to help minimize that failback or return to operation component should you decide to virtualize in the Axcient cloud and bring that client back to production. The other area where this is really helpful is say you're looking to transition from your current BDR vendor. What incremental vault recovery does is it actually allows you to deploy out a D2C agent in parallel with that existing technology, build up some historical data in the Axcient cloud, and then use incremental vault recovery to convert that D2C agent to an appliance-based architecture and repurpose that appliance. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. Axcient, we're 100% focused on the MSP channel. Our whole partnership program from start to finish is really designed and specialized for you guys to hit the ground running with training, support, and marketing portal, different resources to make sure that you guys are available to hit the ground running.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean, for your pitch. That was wonderful. We appreciated that. And